Winnie Holtzman from Wicked. Winnie, what playwright inspired you to do what you do?
Well, when I was young, I was reading the works of Anton Chekhov, believe it or not, when I was a teen, and also Thornton Wilder. I think my favorite play of all time is Our Town. And I'm going to see Death of a Salesman tonight. Arthur Miller was another inspirational figure. And Tennessee Williams, the greats, that's who you learn from, that's who you emulate when you're young, and now, my whole life I've looked up to those incredible writers and wanted to find some tiny way that I could, learn from them.
And the whole Stephen Schwartz songbook. I know you've worked on Wicked, but what is your favorite song of Stephen's?
Well, it might be for good, but I have to say I don't like to pick favorites. What I love about Stephen is that he always brings it all. He doesn't phone anything in. Every song has this depth and this sense of his whole self. He's such a master. So I can't choose.
State your names and why you're here.
Jalen Livingston, co-director of Cats the Jellicle Ball.
Bill Roush, the other co-director of Cats the Jellicle Ball.
What playwright inspired you to do what you do?
Shakespeare.
I knew it. That's a good question. Probably August Wilson.
And we're honoring Stephen Schwartz today, so what Stephen Schwartz song or show really makes you inspired?
Pippin changed my life.
Yeah. Pippin is also one of them for me as well. But I would say that the one song, I always think of Colors of the Wind. And I'm like, if I wrote that song, I would never write another song. And he had so much of a career after that. I'm like, how do you write a song that perfect? And then you think, I can do it again.
I'm Hannah Cruz, and I'm here to support New Dramatists and honor Stephen and MTI, and I'm very excited to be here.
Of all the playwrights that have been around, who inspired you to do what you do?
Oh man, that's a great question. I love Tennessee Williams. I love Shakespeare, obviously. I love Arthur Miller. And I love our musical book writers. I love Shana Town. I love James Lapine. There's too many to name.
And we're honoring Stephen Schwartz.
Yes.
So of the Stephen Schwartz catalog, what is your favorite song from him?
Oh, I love the Millworker song from Working. I love Working. I used to listen to that all the time in high school, and I still listen to it. The Checkout Girl song is so good. It's such a great show.
It's an art.
Yes, it's an art, yes.
I just want to say you were in one of my favorite shows, and I loved your performance in The Connector.
Oh, thank you. I've been getting that a lot today. I love Connector Love.
I love that show.
Yes. Oh, speaking of book writers, I love Jonathan Mark Sherman. One of the best. That Connector book was one of the best books of a musical I've ever read. And I knew when I read it, I was like, oh, I have to do this. So, Jonathan.
The score. It was the score.
Oh, my God. Unreal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your name and why you're here.
I'm Betsy Adom, and I'm nominated for Tony for Best Featured Actress in the play Liberation.
We just started our Tony countdown predictions, and I stated this is what was going to win Best Play.
Okay, I hope
hands down.
Your mouth to the ears of all the people who.
What playwright inspired you to do what you do?
Well, this particular play was Best Wall. I kind of was raised in acting school on like Chekhov, Williams, Ibsen, Strindberg, Turgenev. I mean, there were all these great plays that I started with, and then most of my career has been new American plays. So the list is very long of writers that have been part of building my career. I read a lot of new plays. I support a lot of young writers. I'm on a panel that gives new writers incredibly great grants. The Lawrence Hatcher Prize. So I feel like my storytelling skills have been really enhanced by being a reader.
And we're honoring Stephen Schwartz. What song or musical is the one that just gives you chills.
You know, I love all his work. I couldn't isolate one out because I am not a musical person. I sing a very good happy birthday, and that's about it.
State your name and why you're here.
My name is Samuel D. Hunter. I wrote Little Bear Ridge Road, which was nominated for Best Play this year.
And what playwright inspired you to do what you do?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, really, like my contemporaries are the ones that inspire me the most. Writers like Amy Herzog, Annie Baker, Brandon Jacobs Jenkins. I mean, these are writers that I've known for, you know, in some cases 20 years. You know, like I was in college with Annie. And I feel like we all came up together, and I just continue to be inspired by them.
And we're honoring Stephen Schwartz today. What show of his or song inspires you?
I mean, almost more so than his work, I'm just inspired by Stephen as a human. I'm on the Dramatists Guild Council with him right now, and the work that he does championing playwrights and composers is just really inspiring. And the way that he uses his celebrity now, I think I can say, to prop up other writers is really inspiring.
My name is Drew Cohen, and I'm the CEO of Music Theater International, MTI.
And you're giving an award away today.
I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to receive an award, actually, from David Lindsay Hebert for MTI. It's called the Konecki Award, and it's for a contribution to theater on behalf of Music Theater International.
And what contribution are you most excited that you've given?
Well, basically our role is to represent the shows of the authors like Stephen Schwartz and so many others after their shows have played Broadway and played on the road or in the West End, and we license them to 25,000 schools, community theaters, national tours, church groups, summer camps. And by putting the shows in front of all those audience members, we're perpetuating musical theater as a whole.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is. State your name and why you're here.
My name is Anna Gasteyer, and I am here to celebrate Stephen Schwartz and celebrate the Tony season and my nomination.
Yes, nominated for Best Supporting Actress in a Musical.
Yes.
For Schmigadoon. What playwright got you into wanting to do theater?
Like early in my life, well, so my first, when I left Saturday Night Live, I did a reading of Kimberly Akimbo, the stage play, at MTC. It was the last reading that they did before they decided to go into production, and I love David Lindsay Hebert's writing. I'd seen Funny Mirrors, and so when I left the show, that was the first job that I committed to, and I kind of did it on purpose. I was like, I know if I do this play, I'm done with sketch comedy for a while. I love David's writing. I'm so excited to be celebrated in the same season as him because I really admire what he does.
Have you had a chance to talk with him in all of the luncheons and everything?
Oh, yeah. We've remained good friends. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because I originated Deborah at MTC, so yeah.
We're honoring Stephen Schwartz today. Out of all of his catalog of music, what song inspires you the most?
Well, as a former Green Girl, I would have to say the song. I mean, he's a brilliant songwriter. He speaks emotionally so cleanly, and it's really interesting. I have a cover of Defying Gravity on my first record that's very small. My producer, Julian Fleischer, arranged it in a very small, quiet, almost piano and voice vocal arrangement. And what's so astounding is that the melody and the storytelling are equivalently profound at that scale to the giant, bells and whistles and smoke and mirrors and everything that happens at the end of Act 1. He really understands emotional storytelling.
Oh, how are you?
Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
We are with one of my favorite people who is being not only honored, but highly recognized this year. We're talking Stephen Schwartz. Stephen, what and who inspired you to do what you do?
So many of the wonderful writers around me. Of course, I grew up seeing all these amazing shows by, Lerner and Lowe and Julie Stein and Rodgers and Hammerstein and, the classics. And they made me love theater, love musical theater, want to be part of it. But now, I see people like Lin-Manuel or Benjamin Justin, other wonderful writers who are Janine Tesori, giving us great work right now that we can enjoy and celebrate.
Of all of your songs that has either been played or been put in the trunk. Which one are you the most proud of?
I don't know that there's one that I'm most proud of, but recently I was at a gala for the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, and they performed a choral piece that I'd written for them maybe 10 years ago called Testimony, which is based on the It Gets Better project and has literally apparently been saving lives. And so I think I'm pretty proud of that.
I'm glad I asked the question. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Just state your name so I don't miss it, and then we'll go from there.
Hi, I'm Marla Mendel.
Constantine Rasuli.
And these two won Outer Critic Awards, Drama Desk Awards, and now are Tony nominated for book, for performances. What inspired, or who inspired you in a playwright to do what you do?
Well, my father. My father is a composer of musical theater, so I grew up not only listening to him compose. My mom had Evita on when she was pregnant with me, so I popped out of the womb belting, and my father also did a lot of the BMI and ASCAP workshops with Mr. Stephen Schwartz. So when I was growing up, I was listening to Stephen, and my dad's name is Stephen, so I was listening to Stephen's left and right.
I used to sing in those workshops.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. My mother was always so musical in the house. She would always play on a not a disc. What's it called?
A record player?
A record player. Jesus. She would play Jesus Christ Superstar, and I was like, that's how I got into this world of musical theater. But as a playwright, I don't know. I just woke up one day, had this idea, and the Spirit of Christ came through me, and I was like, I guess I can write.
Yeah, and so he's a
And
playwright
now
now,
I'm a
too.
playwright now.
Yeah.
And we're honoring Stephen Schwartz today. What out of the whole entire Schwartz canon is the song that inspires you the most?
I say this on repeat, but when I was 12 years old for my talent show, I sang Meadowlark from The Baker's Wife. I listened to that over and over again. It's one of the best songs ever written, and I stand by it.
I think you're going to hear that today.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Oh, God.
I don't want to be singing it because it's really hard to sing.
You're going to sing it. God, I always say this as well. Godspell, that whole album took me to a different planet.
Yeah.
And bless the Lord. I love that. I love that
I
song.
agree. I love that
It's
song.
one of the best songs ever. So.
State your names and why you're here.
Oh, hi, my name is Carl Mann and I play Fiero in Wicked.
My name is Emma Flynn and I play Glinda in Wicked. My name is Carrie Renee Fuller and I play Elphaba in Wicked. And we're here to celebrate
Stephen
Schwartz.
What playwright got you into doing what you're doing?
Oh, wow. Well, the first show I ever saw was Oliver Twist. Well, Oliver, so I think that's Lionel Bart. But also, I'm from England, and Andrew Lloyd Webber is huge over there, so we like him as well.
Yeah, I think Stephen Schwartz and Andrew Lloyd Webber, but also Stephen Sondheim.
I am a Shakespeare girly. I know that he doesn't do musicals anymore or anything anymore, but Shakespeare was my bread and butter for many, many years. And I remember being assigned Meadowlark in voice lessons, so Stephen Schwartz was one of my very first songs I ever worked on.
Of the entire Schwartz canon, what song inspires you the most?
As a male singer, Lost in the Wilderness is a big one, and Spark of Creation I love as well.
Did he write Out There?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
That song. Oh, that and Someday When the World's Older.
Yeah.
That Someday.
Hunchback too, yeah, that one as well.
That when I heard that for the first time, every time I listen to it, I just sob. It means it has such a deep meaning, I think, today and always.
Oh, man. I'll probably say it until the day I die, but No Good Deed is one of my favorite songs to sing in the entire world. I think that it embraces the chaos of loving someone and losing someone and being conflicted, and I think that that's very, very fun to explore in a piece of music.
Thank you very much. Oh my God. We are with Susanna Flood from Liberation.
Yes, hello.
Suzanne, what inspired you? What playwright inspired you to do what you do?
You know, when I was 5 years old, I saw the original cast of Into the Woods, including like Joanna Gleason and Bernadette Peters and all these incredible performers, and I was like way too young to see this musical, but I was totally drawn in. And also my parents were acting teachers, And so I think even before I knew what was happening, I was just kind of absorbing their values, what mattered to them, what interested them, and I wanted to be good at it because I saw that it mattered to them. And so in some ways, there was never a singular moment of inspiration. It was just kind of like built into the deck, the hand I was dealt at birth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.